time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Morning, everybody. Welcome to Coming In Hot, also known as the Travis Hamnick Show. I'm Brent Wallace alongside Jason York.
Oh, come on. You're going to start this? You're going to do this? Come on.
No,
You just love misery, don't you? You just love bitterness and saltiness. That's just it's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's game 2 of the Tampa Ottawa series. Feels like playoffs, doesn't it? You can put back to back, same city.
It's great. I'm actually excited. Quickly, you know what? Graeme Nichols is standing by. He's co-hosting with us today, as he has for a few times. We're just going to bring him right into the show without wasting his time. We'll just waste his time on the show.
You're not wasting my time. You're not wasting my time.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you.
Hold on. If you do like 3 more shows, I think we actually put your name in the opening. I think that's what happens.
Well, you got your mug, eh, Graeme?
I do. I got it right here. Yep.
Nice.
There it is. Yeah.
See, I'm glad Graham's on because Wally was whining like a little baby. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Graham's like, yeah, I just got home from work at 6:30. I love it. Just put Wally in his place.
I know that I can't say anything. I'm tired and it doesn't matter.
Salt levels. What are salt? We got a new thing on the show, by the way, Graeme. We've got salt levels. We got a measurement for salt levels right now, and right now they're rising. We started the show off. Not even you were listening. The first words out of his mouth was Hamnick. We can't start the show off like that.
He's just inviting the controversy. It's all good.
Graham's fully on board.
Yeah, totally.
By the way, so I'm assuming you're going to get to bed after this show. How do you stay awake during these shifts?
So it's 24 hours. So for the people who don't know, I go into work for around like 6:15 every shift, and then I leave the following 24 hours at around 6:15, 6:30, 6:45, whenever your person who takes you off the truck, like whoever your replacement is on the next shift, will take you off and relieve you. And so did that, and then I got a text from the wife saying, hey, our daughter wants pancakes from McDonald's, so pick up pancakes on the way home. So I had to do that. So I got home a little bit later than I normally would, but it's good. Like if there is downtime, like I went to bed last night at like 10 p.m. So I woke up at 10 to 6, and here I am, ready to go.
Do you have like a stuffy or anything next to your bed?
No, some guys, I've seen that. Some guys have stuff that the kids have brought them, like stuff to have at work to remind them of the family and stuff. But I don't have any of that. All
right, I'll give you a picture of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, little frame beside the bed.
Me and Yorkie. All right, let's get on with this show, shall we? This show proudly presented to you by Charm Diamond Centers, with 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Proudly Canadian and owned and operated. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds and mine diamonds. Apply for the Charm Diamond Flexity card today. Get approved for no interest financing on your purchase in minutes. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. And of course, Super Bowl week, and our good friends at Gabriel Pizza, the official pizza of the Ottawa Senators, and of course of Coming In Hot, have huge deals this week. Download the Gabriel Pizza Perks app. Get all kinds of points on every purchase when you order through the app, and then you can get free stuff. Here are the deals for the Super Bowl week. Check them out. You can pick whichever one you need or want. They all look great, and order them on GabrielPizza.com or the Gabriel Pizza app today. And don't forget, tonight, the Sens score 4. You get pizza tomorrow. 40% off a small 9-inch pizza when you order through the Gabriel Pizza app. So, good stuff. Also, today, we are giving away a foursome. We'll get to later in the show, but we're giving away a foursome to Mountain Creek Golf Course as part of our ClubEG program. All right. To the game, shall we, gentlemen, as we see the... now, as of right now, there has been no call-up. There is nothing on the official NHL roster, on game notes, on the AHL transactions to say that they're calling somebody up. Now, I think they have until 10 a.m. to make the change. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. I'm thinking maybe because of that one Noah Gregor might be available to be in the lineup. You could just move Gaudette to the middle, Ostapchuk up, and then put Noah Gregor on the right side. Seems easy enough.
Yeah,
If that's going to happen.
you could put Gregor. You could put Gregor in the middle too, right?
Sure.
He can play the middle ace. Here's the question. I don't know the answer to this because I'm not at Tampa. Wally, has he been skating fully with team? You were at the rink before they left. Where was he left?
He wasn't trying to remember. He was skating before the team.
Yes,
he was, and he also participated in like optionals because there's no kind of drills of like physical activity. So he's had a couple days like in Tampa.
Yeah. Do we know what exactly was wrong with him? I forget. It's been so long. So many guys are hurt. It's like you lose track of what's wrong with everybody.
It was a lower body strain or something, wasn't it? With
a strain, yeah, some kind of strain. So nothing too bad. Yeah, he could be in, because if they haven't recalled somebody by now, that's a long haul to get there for the game. I know they could have yesterday.
They can call him overnight and then not put it on the official roster to today. Which
that for sure. Yeah, that happened to me before. Like
I think anything after 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. is on to the next day. They don't owe you a day's salary if they recall you after 3 p.m.
So maybe we see your boy Holiday.
No, I don't think so.
No?
You think they'll roll 7 defensemen maybe?
There is, I mean, that's an option, but my gut feeling is Noah Gregor, but I guess I could be wrong.
You know what? Graeme might be on something to that. Graeme, that could be an option, especially you just look at how depleted their forwards groups is. And sometimes less is more, right? It gives you an opportunity as the coach to get your best players out more. And if you want to create some more offense, I'm a big believer on getting your best players on the ice more. So you can, instead of us having a debate on who that fourth line center is going to be, throw Ridley Gregg out there once in a while. Throw Tim Stützle out there with a couple grinders. That's actually not a bad play. Graeme, I'm with you on that. I wouldn't be surprised if there's 7D.
Awesome.
And Wally, it gets your boy Matt and Paolo back in the lineup. Well, Hammer's your new guy, but Matt and Paolo.
You're right.
Matt and Paolo can come back.
Listen, you can complain about me. I've been the biggest supporter of Nick, Matt, and Paolo for a year and a half.
But you went to battle. You went to battle the other night with Hammer.
I wasn't defending Hammer. I was defending the decision to put him into the lineup. There's a difference.
You're like William Wallace and Braveheart. You're like, hold the line. And the shields are up. Protecting Hammer was back. You'll be fine, Hammer. I got you. I got these guys.
Me and Hammer are tight now.
Do you ever get the urge, like Wally, like Pierre Dorian sits like a couple seats down from us in the press box? Have you ever had like the urge just to be like, Travis Hamonic, 2 years, full no move? Like, why? Have you ever had the urge? Like it's like that itch I just can't scratch. I want to do it so bad, but I'm a coward. Yeah. I'm a coward. I will be honest. I'm like one of the Buffalo Sabres teammates who just saw like Tage Thompson get blown up at the blue line, and you just stand around and you do nothing. You're just frozen. You're just like
looking for quarters.
What do I do? You're just
looking for quarters.
I'm a coward.
We don't look at one another, and
it's that kind of relationship.
We won't share the hallway. Like, so I was coming down the stairs one time, and it's tight, as you know, right by our seats, Graeme.
Yep.
And he was starting to come up, and he stopped and backed away, and then I went down the stairs, and then he went up. Like it's
he backed away because you're the alpha. That's what it was.
I showed him.
You know what needs to happen? You know what needs to happen here? To happen here, Graeme? And I think we could make some money off this. We do a night. We get I think you guys have to fight. I think we get this.
But for charity?
Do it. For charity.
Everything goes to charity, and let's just get it over with.
You do that fight for the cure. Fight for the cure.
Fight for the cure. Yep.
Yeah.
We'll get you in a training program right now, Wally. Get you in shape.
The 1 year hype. You get 1 year, 1 calendar year to like market and hype it up. That'd be awesome. Be fantastic.
Just get it over with, guys. You can't go on like this. It's just come on. Fight.
I don't believe I have to. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
Oh, well, listen, it's got to happen. Graeme, you with me on this? I think we need to 100%.
Yep. I will mention it. I will mention it. 100%. I'll mention it to him next time I'm in the press box.
Let's see. What do you feel? What do you think about you and Wally fighting? I think Pierre would be up for it.
Yeah, he's got
Wally
like 50
fighting?
pounds on me.
That's right. But you beat him with speed. Get in there, in, out, in, out.
You might have the reach.
Float
You
like
might
a
have the
butterfly,
reach.
sting like a bee.
I
don't know how we got on this.
I think we've got
This is-
something here. We've got something here. It's got.
This is what happens when I don't
like.
prep
It's
properly.
like, what is this? Like high school? Is this like high school? You walk down the hall. I'm not looking at you. You can't see
Yeah,
me.
Like I don't really care. Like I don't really give a shit.
I don't
So he's the one.
I
was
miss
like,
the old
okay.
days. I miss the old days when people had a problem at school, Graham. They just met after school and they duked it out, and it was over. Shook hands and you
Pierre-
moved on.
Pierre
good
didn't have
old
a
days.
problem with me. Eugene Melnick told him he had a problem with me, by the way. And then so it became not like, then he was like, oh, I can't do any interviews with you. I can only be with like other people from TSN. We can't speak. And then he froze out DJ from talking to me, and he froze out DJ from talking to Ian, and it's just ridiculously stupid.
I know.
By the way, here's I meant to have it earlier. Noah Gregor's injury. I think it was an ankle, possibly, as he got hit behind the boards. I think he fell awkwardly in this game. So that was. I just wanted to. You can. It's a knee.
You
or an
always
ankle. I thought it was an
you
ankle.
always have the best injury photos. It's like the Thomas.
That's
Shabbat,
pretty good.
And then the ankle, yeah.
Yeah, he's got- how long ago was this when this particular incident happened?
Oh,
'Cause that's
Yorkie.
very important when we're trying to determine if he's going to play tonight.
Stand by.
Ankles take a while, man. And if he wasn't skating before the trip,
He
fully-
was.
He
I don't-
was
he just
on
wasn't
his
game
own.
speed.
The Devils game was the 19th. You said it was on the.
Okay.
73. Noah Gregor has missed. He's been out since January 9th. Buffalo.
Okay.
Okay.
He would help right now. His speed would help. Just what he does, he disturbs out there. So
14 games. 6
not
month.
long, eh?
Yeah, he's missed a month.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. I don't mind the 7D, and I hate 7D. As a defenseman, I hate 7D. But I just think this is such a rare situation when you're missing your second and your third center. It's going to be a tough one tonight. It's going to be real tough with like I said yesterday, you can get by without one of your go-to guys down the middle, but two, that's a big ask.
Does it help a little bit that Tampa's almost in a similar situation though? Like they lost two of their guys down the middle last game as well, and it's almost like a war of attrition there at times.
Yeah. Then it becomes your special teams got to be really good, right? That first power play for Ottawa's got to figure it out. Man, I thought they had figured it out too, Graham. They were looking really good. They're always looking for that perfect play, the first unit. It has to be tick, tick, tick. And sometimes, like, they pre-scout you so well in the league now. And you can see what a lot of teams are doing to that first unit. They know they want to go high, low, and bump it to the guy in the slot, or Drake's going to do that no-looker to the back door, and they're taking that away. And you look at how they've been having success when they are scoring. It's Sanderson to the middle of the ice with two guys in front throwing pucks to the net. And it's like they have some success. And they're like, okay, let's get back to being fancy again. It's like, no, you've got to be, you're having success now being simple. So stick to being simple. Look at the second unit. They just threw it at the net and banged one in. Like sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah, I talked to Brady about that when they were going through a stretch where they were like 2 for the last 25, and yeah, he was saying the same thing. Like it's almost like there was like too much emphasis on trying to like throw like high to low to the slot for the one timer, and if that's not available, it just seems like the first unit's like having their struggles creating offense if that's just not given to them. And Brady was talking about how they just need traffic, like get a greasy goal, throw it through traffic, get a tip, deflection, jam play, rebound, and they just haven't been doing enough of that. Like they have to keep teams honest as well and take what they give you. And you
have to think of it this way. So like when you're killing, and I killed a lot, one of the hardest things to do, and you kind of forget this when you're on the power play, is when you throw a puck to the net, like everyone's focusing on trying to jump, especially Tampa. They're really, really aggressive. So they're trying to jump you. So if you just kind of fake a pass and do what Sanderson does, walk to the middle, and everybody knows it's going to be a shot. If you go, guy, we're going shot mentality, you probably got the best net front guy in the league in Brady Tkachuk standing in front. And then instead of Drake being down by the goal line, he comes to the front of the net. Like you're going to get a lot of good looks that way. So we'll see.
I want to get on to Jake Sanderson. Before we go, this is basically what I picture between Dorian and I.
Nice.
Are you me?
Nice.
You can choose. I just figure I'm Ken Danico. Yeah.
I think Pierre would surprise you. I think he'd be kind of a dirty fighter. Like he'd like if you guys are outside, he'd like go down and grab some sand and throw it in your eyes, and you'd be like, then Wally wouldn't be able to see it. Dorian would get some blows in. I don't know. I think we got to see this.
No, we don't. All right, Jake Sanderson. Let's just move on. Is we haven't talked. So I was thinking of this yesterday. We're I guess a bit not jaded. We just take it for granted is what I'm thinking of with Jake Sanderson, right? Like the league is now talking about Jake, and that's because I know he's on Amazon Prime and he's on national broadcast at the moment because the Sens are playing well. But people are starting to talk a lot more. So we don't talk about him as much because we just expect it on a nightly basis. That being said, his last month has been outstanding. And I don't know if you guys see it the same way. Even in the last 14 games, I think he's tied with Claude Giroux for points. He's just been, I just think he's been on a different level, but maybe I'm wrong. I'll start and defer to the defenseman.
Oh, well, I don't know, Wally. I've been trumpeting the Jake Sanderson bandwagon for a long. I even liked when people were down on him how he was playing. It's just, and the points are great. I love how he defends. I love how he closes gaps. I love how when they dump pucks in on him, because you don't realize how hard this is when you got a forward coming full speed at you and you're skating backwards and the puck's chipped behind you. Usually you'll defer to your partner to go get that puck. No. Sanderson will pivot, not lose any speed, box the guy out as he's skating, get the puck, probably fake a D to D pass, maybe do an escape move, and then break the puck out. And that's like, it's stuff like that I can really appreciate because I know how hard it is. And unless you've been at ice level and watched how fast the game is, the guy's I agree. Well, he's on a totally different level. Shabbat's, I'll give Shabbat some props too. Mm-hmm. He's playing the best I've seen him play and probably in his whole career. Like they pointed him out on the broadcast. I think it was Jody Shelley talked about physical plays with Shabbat, winning battles, getting to pucks, and just doing a lot of unheralded things. Those are tough things, but the unheralded things is what Sanderson does shift in and shift out. Now people are taking note because he's getting points. You're like, wow, look how good he's playing because he's getting points. He's got 4 points. Yeah, it is awesome because it's tough to get points. It's tough to produce offense, but it's way tougher the things that he does shift in and shift out. And that's what always impresses me about Jake Sanderson, the little intricacies of his game. And you can just tell. I don't know if you remember the game, Graeme, when I always say when a new set of eyes watches you for kind of the first time. Ferrero did a game a while ago. I don't know if you remember watching the game. All he did the whole game was talk about Jake Sanderson. Yeah. And then but that's what happens. Guys that understand and have been ice level, like Ray played, and he did a bunch of games ice level. He understands how tough those things are to do, shift in and shift out. So I think, Sanderson is, in my opinion, is going to win a Norris Trophy one day. He's that good. Unfortunately, you got the Makars and Quinn Hugheses of the world that are still going to be around, but I think he's going to be in the mix eventually. And I just think he's such a well-rounded player. He's I don't know, Graeme, what about you? Not a lot of holes in his game.
No, and it's like I go back even further. I think Wally put up the stat of the last 6 games, but I think if you go back to his last 16, where he's been playing with Artem Zub since January 3rd, they were reunited. Zub played on the 2nd against Dallas, but when they were reunited on the 3rd, like they've been lights out. Like they've been one of the best defensive pairings in the league in terms of all their analytics numbers. And then Jake Sanderson's always been a strong defender on his own, but when you bring in the offense, it's taken his game to another level. And I think it puts him under the lens. People start paying more attention. And since I think January 3rd, I think he's 6th in defenseman scoring in the league. with like 14 points in 16 games. Like he's been just incredible. And, you know, like watching him in the preseason, the first couple games, you're like, oh, Jake Sanderson looks like he's taken his game to another level. Like he just looks like he's found another gear. And he's more assertive and everything else. And you're just waiting for that offense to kind of play up. And, you know, the Zub injury happened, and then he was forced to play with Hamonic, and now he's back with Zub, and Zub looks healthy, and they're just cruising, and it's fun to watch. And you really hope like Nick Jensen gets healthy and takes his game back to the levels that we've been accustomed to through the first half of the season. Because if you can get that Jensen Shabbat pairing playing well, and you get Zub and Sanderson playing at a high level, like Ottawa is going to be a team that you just don't want to play in the postseason. If Ottawa can get there, it's just they've got some elements and dynamics that I think a lot of opponents just won't want to deal with.
Yeah, hey, Zub, we haven't. It's funny, we haven't talked about Zub a lot either, and you mentioned him, Graeme. I think he's taken his game to another level too. The confidence he's playing with, the assertiveness. You know, it's a good comparable for Sanderson. Kind of reminds me of a little bit smaller version of Jacob Slavin, but add the offense. Like he's Slavin, because Slavin's such a good defender. Like he's one of the best defenders in the league. He just doesn't put the numbers up, but similar way they defend. Like they don't give you much.
In the chat, sorry, Matty J just said he reminds him of Scott Niedermayer. I'm not sure you've played in that era, so
that's a pretty good comparison. That's actually because the way Sanderson skates, it's actually really similar to Niedermayer. They have that burst where they can just separate from I'd say this, as great as a skater as Niedermayer was, and he was exceptional. I think Sanderson's edge work might be a little bit better, but that's the same with all the pros now. Like nobody practiced edge work back then. You just were a naturally good skater and you just were good. But now these guys are working, like Ottawa's got their skating coach, Shelly Kettles. These guys are working on edges all the time. Like it's totally different, but it's a good comparison, actually. I like that. And he's got a lot of Niedermayer in him.
All right. On the upfront, I wanted to get to. We talked yesterday, and you brought up Matthew Highmore's game. Just curious if you wanted to delve further into what you're seeing from Matthew Highmore of late.
He's embracing his ratness. He's smart. Like I believe he's turning 29 this year, right? All of a sudden, you want to stay in the league for a while. You're in an environment where the team's winning. You got called up. Coach is starting to trust you. You've had games where you've touched 15 minutes. You're now like, you saying, okay, man, I bounced around a lot. This could be a home for me in Ottawa. Nick Cousins is hurt. And not enough guys are wise enough to understand what's needed. And he's like, we need a pest around here. And you watch him in the games now. He's in scrums. He's face washing guys. He's giving the little cheesy smile. He's getting in on the forecheck. He drew a penalty the other night. Was it McDonough that somebody took him down? Maybe Chernick. They were pissed off at him. Like you need a guy like this on your team. Lots of speed, plays a little bit of jam. He's not going to run you over, but he's going to be in there. He's taken over what Nick Cousins was doing. And I like his speed. And he's like I said, he's at the point in his career where he understands what's needed. And he's providing that right now for Ottawa guys. And you could tell Greener trusts him. And that's a good thing.
He's developed his inner shitbird. Like he's just like, it's like he's like understood exactly what's left the lineup. Like Nick Cousins was probably playing some of the best hockey I've seen him play since he arrived in Ottawa. And like he was putting in points. He was agitating. Like I felt like through the first third of the season, like Nick Cousins wasn't doing what the Nick Cousins things. Like, you know, for a guy who was voted like most punchable face in the league on an athletic poll, you just didn't see enough of that element. And I think over the last like month and a half, you saw that with Nick Cousins. It was starting to come out more. He was drawing penalties. He was doing the things he needed to do to be successful. I think like Matthew Highmore, I don't know if it's just watching Cousins play or just noticing that absence and saying, hey, I could fill that void and be that kind of rat, third line, fourth line rat player. But like he's embraced it. And you watch him on the ice, he's in scrums, like you said, he's face washing opponents, and he's doing it all with that shit eating grin on his face. And he's just, it looks like he's like, some guys figure it out late though, right? Like they figure out that niche. It's like there's a niche that needs to be filled, and I can totally do that. I'm willing to do that. And it's cool to see for a guy who's been around toiling, kind of been like that quad A, AHL, NHL tweener guy.
Graeme, do you stir it up? But you stir it up at beer league hockey?
No. Well, no. I'm like that guy who tries.
Wait, there's a pause.
There is a pause there.
No, I'm like the guy who tries too hard. So like, I didn't play hockey growing up. Like I played like competitive baseball. So I picked it up. I'm just like, you know what? All my friends play and stuff. So I have to get into it. So I started playing at like 32, and it's not an easy sport to pick up when you're older, and everybody's been playing for like 20, 30 years.
That's tough.
So it's and it's I find it super frustrating because like I could get by in other sports. Like if I was playing like touch football or like soccer or something, I could get by because I can run fast. Hockey, it doesn't matter if your hands and feet aren't working at the same time. It doesn't matter what you're doing. So I find it extremely frustrating at times. But I work hard, and that might lead to stupid stuff once in a while. But like I'm not chippy, you know. I'm not like looking for trouble and stuff. But yeah,
you hit the nail right on the head there with players, and I'll just tell you from my own experience. And I think I'll say Zack Ostapchuk's. When you're young, you go through this because all you're trying to do day in and day out is survive in the league. You're trying to stay. And you're like, you're almost sometimes being too nice. And then when you get older, you're like, shit, I wish I would have done that when I was younger. And it takes you a while. Some guys figure it out right away. And that's how they understand it. But other guys, it just takes them a while to become the player they need to be. I think Ostapchuk's going through that a little bit right now. Like he's got an opportunity right now with the way the lineup is set up to really establish himself and like be that physical force they need. Because I think they could use that. But Highmore, like he's older. Like what's Ostapchuk? In 03? He's a young guy, so it's very difficult. I still like his game, but Highmore is just at a totally different point in his career where it's not that it's going to be over soon, but you never know. Like you only get so many chances. And right now he's got a golden opportunity with the injuries where Ottawa's at. They could be a playoff team. He's in the mix. It's just, he's really added a nice spark. And I agree that face. He's become the new punchable face for the Ottawa Senators.
Okay. You brought up Zack Ostapchuk, and I do like his game. I think we were positive on him. I think he needs to do more. I don't think he does enough in this game. And I think of the Ryan Hartman game. If there's only one player on this roster that's going to stand up to Ryan Hartman, it should have been him. Like if you look at the Buffalo game, you're like, nobody stood up for Dylan Cousins. Zack Ostapchuk needs to play a heavier physical game for me. Not a big proponent of stage fighting. I just think he needs to be somewhat of a deterrent.
I'll say this: he's playing in a little bit of an elevated role now. You're seeing him on the penalty kill and stuff, so. It's a lot of responsibility, and you're trying to make sure if you watch him play, he's always trying to make sure he's in the right position because it's a very demanding system the Ottawa Senators play. You can't just run around and be an idiot and then try and hit guys and finish and get out of position. So I understand what's going through his head, but I agree a little bit, Wally. Ottawa needs, even you could throw Clevin into that mix. Guys that are
I agree.
Big guys. And I love how Clevin's playing. Like he's playing some really, really good hockey. But it's when you're young, you just kind of don't know when there's certain times when you're needed and that body of yours is needed or your fist is needed to come in. And you figure it out later. So hopefully these guys figure it out a little sooner.
Okay, moving on. We got to get to the game, but now let's give away some golf, shall we? This show brought to you by ClubEG. Your best bet for amazing golf season in and around Ottawa. They have basically membership package will get you access to 60 courses in and around Ottawa. They're amazing courses, by the way. There's like Equinel and there's the Marshes and the Sorcier. Like just go online and look. There's 60 of them that we can't list them all. Just check them out. They've got early February specials going on right now. There's different packages. Just have a look and see. I think there's something there for everybody. And we'd like to give away through ClubEG a foursome to Mountain Creek Golf Course, just located in Arnprior. It's beautiful. We will send you the coupon, and you can set up when you want to go and play. I think you'll probably have to wait a couple of days. And all I need you to do is email cihsends@gmail.com and just say, let's play with ClubEG. That's it. CIHsends@gmail.com. Let's play with ClubEG, and we'll get the winner later in the show. Let's move on now to tonight's game and the Tampa Bay Lightning, which, York, you know what? We're just going to get you to take care of business as we get right into it. Because we got, by the way, Super Bowl picks, and we've got, Graeme, the show's about dogs now. I don't know if you're aware of this. However, we have dogs that just pick the winners. So it takes up, anyway, never mind. Just do some work, Yorkie.
Okay, yeah. We might as well. We're gonna get Graeme. Do you got a dog, by the way? We might as well
I've got a little black schnauzer.
Let's
he's not kicking around. He's not kicking around right now.
It's
next. What's your schnauzer's name?
Guinness.
We get Guinness. Might as well get all the dogs. We don't need to pick any. We get 3 dogs picking all the games. So
I'm out. So yeah.
Wally was so bad. He actually cut himself from picking.
Yeah, I saw the Nashville picks. I was
Gertie.
Yeah,
Gertie's 2-0.
Yeah.
Gertie's on fire. All right. BEI. Let's get back to BEI. Let's give some love to our friends at BEI, helping to shape the Auto Valley as always. They'll hook you up with equipment rentals, aggregate, topsoil sales, custom crushing, screening, and hot mix paving. They can do it all for you. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. Give them a call at 613-432-1120 or online at BonnechereExcavating.com.
And of course, our show is brought to you by Bet365, proud presenting sponsor of Coming In Hot. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet on a huge range of markets, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Use code NATION, that's NATION, all capital letters. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Download the app today. All right. So we've got the Sens in their final of the back-to-back with Tampa. They are if we have the odds, Jake's, I don't know. Jake's busy today. I gave him a lot of stuff to deal with. He's probably cutting your video, Yorkie, that you always send way too late into the show. Tampa, the odds-on favorite, obviously, to win this one. The bet boost is Ottawa to win this game, Brady Tkachuk to score a goal, and to have over 4.5 goals in this game for plus 600. All right, gentlemen. Where do you see this game going? If Ottawa may also, by the way, just play 11 forwards, right? Like I know they're dressing 7D, but they will never, I don't know that put that D as a forward. They just may roll basically 3 lines and put the other guys in.
Hold on. Did you just say they are dressing 7D?
No, I didn't. I said they might be.
Yeah, they might be. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Graeme. What do you brought up a good point. Like Tampa's going through they're going through some injury problems as well. So I like, what are your thoughts on this?
Ottawa kind of has to win this game, don't they? Like Tampa's 2 points back. Ottawa's a point up on the Red Wings, who are cruising right now. The Bruins are right there too. Like this is I don't want to say it's a must-win game, but like dropping 2 consecutive games to Tampa would be, I don't know, that'd be a tough 8-point swing. But again, like Tampa is, I'm assuming Vasilevsky's starting. I'm assuming Allmark will get the nod. Like I feel like this is gonna be like one of those like overtime 3-2 overtime games. I'll take Tampa. 3-2 Tampa.
Oh, Nikita Kucherov, by the way, just lights up Ottawa every chance he can. It's ridiculous.
So patient. He was putting on a clinic last game. His patience, it's like he's got a little bit of, he's like a mini Mario Lemieux. I remember playing against Mario. He'd just look at you, he'd back off, and he'd fake this way, pass it that way. Man, he was really good last game. And then that seeing eye one-timer just over Allmark's pad. You think they're going to go back with Allmark?
I think you have to, don't you?
Of course you do.
Back-to-backs? Fresh off an injury? You guys are...
Wait a second. He had a day off.
Day
off.
Oh,
sorry. Why am I thinking it's back? It was back-to-back. Sorry. There's a day off. Yeah. Then you got Florida coming up.
He plays then too.
Forsberg's been pretty good lately too.
Here's the problem with this week, gentlemen, is some players or some family members are already like we all know the break starts after Florida, and some family members are already in town spending the week in Florida, and everybody's leaving after. I think there's like 6 people coming back on the charter from Florida to Ottawa afterwards. So I just think this week is full of distraction for this group, and plus they're now shorthanded. I just think it's a tough week.
Oh, stop it with the distractions. Nobody's distracted.
They're all picturing themselves on their beaches wherever they're going.
Yes,
They've all
stop
talked
it.
about plans. You don't think
Guys-
that's a distraction?
Guys aren't in their room like, oh God, I can't think about the game. Leave me alone. Like
When we get to Thursday on this show, you're like, man, I got to get going. I got to get to Elmira. You're the same
No.
way.
Yeah, but I'm not getting paid $5 million, and this isn't my life depends on it. And Ottawa hasn't been in the playoffs in 7 years. These guys are dialed in right now. They're dialed. They know what's at stake.
Stop.
Their girlfriends and wives aren't staying in their rooms with them. Like they're having a nice time during the day, which I think is great. Get in the sunshine, go for a walk, have a coffee on a patio, maybe have a glass of wine last night at dinner. You need to decompress. There's so much pressure this time of year. You can't be thinking hockey 24/7 because you're going to psych yourself out.
Exactly. They're thinking about their beach in Cabo.
That's okay though. That's okay to do that, but they're not distracted. I'm guarantee you they're not distracted. It's that group. You think David Perron's distracted right now? The friggin' guy he's finally got the play. And he's playing some of his best hockey. Brady, do you think he wants to miss the playoffs again? Fuck no. Like, think Allmark's distracted? Like he hasn't. I just think you got to. I think they know what's at stake. But in saying that, I still think they're in tough. And I think Tampa is going to take both these games. I just, like I said earlier, no Norris was tough enough. Now no Pinto. Oh man, Pinto to me has been arguably their glue guy since they started going on this run here. Like timely goals, timely plays. He's your right shot centerman for key draws. I know they have Giroux too, but it's just another stick out there. Pinto's away is such a massive loss. When he left that game, Graeme, I'm like, shit. If he doesn't come back, this road trip just got a hell of a lot tougher. So I think it's going to be tight, but I just think if they don't figure that power play out, Tampa's power play is such a threat. Ottawa did a nice job against them last game. I think Tampa's going to win again. I do.
Yeah, it's tough. He's arguably their best defensive center as well. Although I think Timmy's had a good year, but like you take that element out of the lineup, and I just don't think the quality of depth there is for Ottawa. Like they can't absorb that loss. I think like Ostapchuk's a good young player, but like he's not there. He's not close to being at that level yet. No. And like I just look at this week as like it's a tough slate of games down south. I think Wally's right in saying that there can be some distractions there, warm weather, tough opponents, family around. Makes sense.
Just
but like
that part that Wally is right. We're gonna add that every
I'm
show.
just
Wally's not right.
I'm just looking at the schedule though. Like this break couldn't come at a better time for the Senators though. Just like
right. That's true.
They're in the mix. Give the guys 2 weeks off. Hopefully their centers get healthy. And then, you look at the end of the month, you start playing like Montreal, and then you get right into it against like teams like Columbus and Boston and stuff next month. And you're playing a lot of teams that are in the mix with Ottawa. And it's like next month is huge, and use the next 2 weeks to recharge, reset the batteries, and then it's go time.
Like Stützle's going to need a new face. Like how many more scars can he get on his face? The forehead's got a big dent in it. Now the nose, he ran into Wes McCauley. So he looks like he's been just butchered. Like he looks like an MMA fighter right now. He's got the shaved head. His face is all marked. He just needs the cauliflower ear now, but he looks like he's been just beaten to a pulp. Like every single shift he's out there, he's either got the puck or he's fallen down or he's getting his head smashed in the ice. Like he's played. There's a guy that needs a break. Like, thank God he's not going to the Four Nations. Stützle needs to get to a beach and just chill for about a week and get some rest. So don't forget too, fellas, this is his first grind, right? This is really the first time Timmy Stützle has been in a grind. Well, you can say with a lot of guys, but as the number one center with all the pressure, playing in all situations, and you're playing against a Tampa team that's used to the grind. They got guys like, oh, this is business as usual. Braden Point, Kucherov. And what else on that Tampa team? Like they got a big, mobile, veteran, tough D, Chernik, McDonough, Hedman. Those guys they didn't give Ottawa a lot of space last game. That's a tough group to play against.
Fully agree. So you're taking Tampa.
I'm taking Tampa.
All right. So
Wish I wasn't, but I am.
let's see Gertie at 2-0. What she has to say.
What's
Gertie's
the
very
choice
wise.
today? Ottawa, Tampa. Again,
Oh.
Gertie.
So she takes
You're gonna
both
get us
treats.
kicked
Is that
out of
like
the
an
dog
overtime
bowl.
game?
Yeah,
You're allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel very confident in that pick?
Jesus,
Okay.
Wally. That's an extreme close-up.
Well, I can't back up any further. So Gertie she's taking Tampa. All right, Charlie.
All right, Charlie. It's game 2 of the back-to-back. Senators in Tampa again. It is tight in the Eastern Conference. This is a huge one tonight. We're going to need your best prediction. Coming off a loss. Not many losses this year for you. So, actually, got a little surprise for you too, Charlie. Look at this. We've stepped up our game. We've got new logos. We've got the new logos, so snazz them up a little bit. So, who are you picking tonight? Do you got Tampa or do you got Ottawa?
Oh.
Charlie
clean
is
sweep.
feeling a Tampa Bay Lightning win.
Well, there you go. So
She's a veteran. She's a veteran, Graham. Like Gertie's new to the job. Gertie's doing a great job, but Charlie likes to take in the information. She actually listens. We have a discussion, then she makes her choice.
I'm just impressed with the patience and training of the dog. Like blows my guy out of the water. It's incredible.
Those aren't
we
high
have the
reward
standard.
treats.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just using Crunchios. If I'm using like a delivered duck treat, she ain't waiting.
Yeah.
do we have the standings for the dog bowl, Jake?
Is like at Gertie's head. Gertie looks slimmer in that picture, Wally. Like
It's the lighting.
it's the lighting. It's good. She takes a good picture.
Anyway, so yeah, Charlie's 13-6. So we'll see how this goes. I think she's dropped. Well, you guys both lost the last game.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this plays out.
Well, they didn't
All right.
foresee Pinto going down. Otherwise, they would have won
Oh, maybe. Do you think?
for sure. He's the glue. Pinto is the glue that keeps the team together.
Okay. But I wasn't going to bring this up, but I was curious about Tampa and how you try to contain them when they are so good offensively.
Let's come again.
Tampa, good offensively. How do you stop that? Like how everybody, it's like Alex Ovechkin. Everybody knows where he is, but he still gets his goals. Nikita Kucherov has, the number is 51 points in 37 games, 21 goals. I think he's got 10 points in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to contain?
What do you think, Graham?
To me, like watching him play, I appreciate like how well he finds like seams, like just throws passes through like tight spaces that you're like, how the hell did he get that puck through? And it just finds his teammates. He's one of the best players in the league. So it's like Ottawa's not the only team that has trouble containing him. It's just, he's just one of the good players. You tip your hat and you do the best you can. You hope he doesn't hurt you. And I think like if Ottawa can do a good job of containing him and Braden Point, like I don't think Tampa's depth is anywhere near as good as it used to be. So if they can keep those guys in check and keep them tightly checked, then I think Ottawa stands a chance. But he's an elite player, and I think you just tip your hat, and hopefully you get like Sanderson and Zub against him, and just cross your fingers.
It's I thought Ottawa actually did. He had a couple moments in the game. And good players are always going to get their looks. It's tough to shut a guy totally down for the game. But I thought for the most part, Ottawa did a pretty good job. Even the goal he scored on the power play, that puck didn't go over to the whole other side and come back. That just made it to the top and it went right back. Perfectly placed shot. But I thought for the most time the penalty kill was pretty good against him. 5-on-5 wasn't bad. How do you stop them? Well, we showed the clip from yesterday's play, the game from game 1 of the series with the Batherson back check. You have to have a great third man high. So eliminate their chances off the rush, but it's back pressure. For me, it's back pressure, back pressure, back pressure. Get your guys back, swarm them in the zone. It's time and space. Kucherov thrives on time and space, and it's tough when you're a defenseman because he'll look you off. He'll hold the puck longer, and you think he's going to dish, and then all of a sudden he does something else, and then you're in trouble. You got to close on him. And I agree with Graeme. Get Sanderson on the ice as much as possible against him. He's their best guy at closing time and space. Zub as well. What's this? The hockey dude has come in. Oh, and listen,
Play the hammer more. He'll shut down Kucherov.
There's no way. Is Hammer coming out, Wally? What's your
gut coming out?
Fourth line right winger, maybe.
Get on the forecheck. But yeah, it's tough to shut. And you shut him down, you still got Braden Point. Like Braden Point's one of the best guys in the league too. So you just gotta. It's back pressure, and you got to beat tight gaps. Like give him space. Then a guy like Brandon Hagel beats you. You just can't give these guys an inch, and you got to play them tight.
Go quickly. Okay, the winner for the golf package to Mountain Creek is Scott Newton. So I'll take care of it. I'll get in touch with you. Don't worry. Just give me a day. Quickly before I forget, because the Super Bowl is this weekend. Normally we don't pick outside of our Senator games. Felt we should have a Super Bowl pick for the weekend. Once again, here are the dogs. Let's
Super Bowl weekend, Gerd. What's it gonna be? The Chiefs or the Eagles? Okay, make your pick.
Looks confused. What's going on here?
Oh, Gertie, switch.
Right to KC.
Disappointed.
Well, you can't have this one now.
Is Gertie a Swiftie?
But yeah, she's all in.
Yeah.
Big
All right,
moment,
Charlie.
apparently.
Super Bowl Sunday, 3 sleeps away. We got the Chiefs. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. So we figure, why not? Let's have a little Super Bowl prediction from you. So, again, we got nice new fancy logos to make your decision easier. Look at this. We got the Philadelphia Eagles. We got the Kansas City Chiefs. All right, Charlie. Who are you going with? Who are you picking to win the Super Bowl? Charlie is going with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh.
Not a Mahomes fan and not a Taylor Swift fan. We know that.
Oh, we've got a controversy. We got Gertie going with KC. Gertie's a Swiftie. How old's your daughter, Wally?
19.
So she's out of the Taylor Swift.
Oh God, no. She went to
Really?
the concert this year. She got a ticket to Toronto. Yeah. No.
So,
She's all in on Taylor.
okay. All right. So that's why Gertie went with the Chiefs.
Gertie's been negatively influenced, I will say influenced.
Yeah. I like Mahomes, and I've got okay. Listen, I'm of the opinion more eyes on your project, the best. So it doesn't piss me off. Like a lot of people get mad when they see Taylor. I put the camera on Taylor Swift. Like who cares? I like when they had the camera last year on Kelsey's brother. Do you guys remember that in the Super Bowl when he had no shirt on? He's like,
tarps off.
That was great.
I think not like the NFL needs to grow the game more. It's obviously a very strong product, but if you can bring more people in to watch, more eyeballs, more interest, who cares? Like, absolutely. The NHL would love for Taylor Swift to be dating somebody.
100%.
Right? Like, remember Carrie Underwood, Mike Fisher?
Yeah.
Became a big deal.
Yeah. No, you get more eyes on your sport, but for that game, just a little bit of football talk quickly. Philadelphia's D. I know everybody talks about KC's D, but Philadelphia's D has been impressive. And the protection that Jalen Hurts gets in the pocket is unbelievable. That O-line, probably the best in football. So it's gonna be a great game.
That line was great. Anyway, are you a football guy?
I grew up being an Eagles fan. Yeah, I kind of fell out of it for a while. Started to get back into it. I have to watch it at work. Like the guys love watching football on Sunday, so I've gotten more back into it. But cheering for the Eagles hard.
You're going Eagles, Graham?
Pardon? Sorry, both of you.
You're going Eagles? You're going Eagles?
Yeah, 100%. I like I love seeing like legacy franchises kind of have like runs of success. You know, it's like what Mahomes said in his press conference the other day is like you get a bigger appreciation of what teams like the Chiefs and the Patriots have done in recent years. Like it's really hard to replicate that kind of level of success, but you want to see them lose. You want to see those teams eventually lose, and I think the Eagles have a talented enough team to do it. I think like the run games open up a lot of options for them, and I think they can create some wrinkles offensively that the Chiefs might have trouble containing.
Well, you should just work for the NFL Network. What's the Dallas Cowboy fan ratio at the fire station?
I don't know too many. Packers fans, tons of Packers fans. Yeah, lots of Bills fans as well, obviously, because like my generation grew up watching like Global TV back in the day, and like they were always showing like the Upper New York State Bills games. So like tons of Bills fans.
Yeah,
but
Yorkie, no, okay. We are back Monday, 9 a.m. We will get you set up for the break that's happening. Plus, we'll have an announcement. We're going to save it, Graeme. Okay. We'll tell you next week. You're back on Thursday.
Sounds good.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We appreciate it. We'll see everybody Monday. Have a great week.
See you, everybody.
See you, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.